I mean, I don't think he's gonna have the time to even think about that because we got Vader in this episode, right, guys? So his whole concern is on Anakin, on Vader, which I didn't think we were gonna get this early, this quick. Seeing him come down, watching the episode and watching Vader unfold. First, you get that crazy montage of him being put together.
Yes.
Sent shiver down my spine. I'm like, this is great. Him talking to people. We're seeing the gravitas that Lord Vader brings, and we're seeing it come to life. But when he comes down into the village on this mining planet, starts killing people just for fun, you see how strong he is.
Yep.
I had fear. I'm like, all right, Obi-Wan, you're not ready for this. Nobody's going to be ready for this. And
like,
it's
run into the tunnel, run!
All my information and knowledge on what happens in the future of Star Wars gets out of my mind. I'm like, who's going to be able to stop this guy? He's the strongest ever. And like, you know, I forget all about Luke and all this other stuff. And I'm like, Obi-Wan, you're going to have to go through a montage or something. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, where's that workout montage?
But it was definitely good to see Vader on the live action screen, man.
Yeah, this is something, Rob, and everyone at home, if you watch this channel and you know me at all, I've been waiting for my entire life. I mean, this is the biggest, you know, just intricate moments of Darth Vader at his prime. Things we've only dreamed of happening. Watching him being put together, Rob, looks so painful to me. It looked like every day it's like feeling like your leg is broken as it's putting back on. Your arms are snapping. The pins that go into his chest. You know, all those things to help him breathe, to help him, not just that, eat, get nourishment, probably things that help him go to the bathroom. Like, he is basically a walking vegetable with machinery and with just a cognitive brain. And just seeing the terror and fear he puts into people at Prime Vader, I thought Hayden got the walk down perfectly as he kind of went from the focus on Obi-Wan and talking to Reva to, like, in his Mustafar giant house that's on Mustafar, which is great. And just all the mechanical feel of like the grunt work that it takes for him just to move around. I thought that feel was great. And obviously I loved, Rob, the fight scene that we got with him and Obi-Wan. This first confrontation where Vader is literally toying with him.
You could tell.
He's playing with him like a cat has a mouse cornered and is just slapping it back and forth. You know it's over, but he's toying with him. Obi-Wan is just holding himself.
So the one thing I love this episode for Vader coming in, but I have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth for this episode.
Okay.
Which, you know, it's just strange. You see, I've seen Vader slapping around Obi-Wan and killing all these people. You think I'm gonna love it, right? Like, especially like how strong each hit feels with just one arm. But when it gets to like the end of the fight and there's just the fire between them.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't go in there. I'm just going to stare and look off and then walk away. To me, that felt so weird and so wrong because he has been obsessed with Obi-Wan this whole time. And Vader, near the height of his power right here, decides just to turn around and walk away and let Obi-Wan get away. When we know that he has the strength in the Force to just squash the fire, walk through the fire, pick him up and end him. I understand the playing with him before, right? Because he's like, you know what? This is like the years that made you weak. This is this. And it was just such a weird transition from Anakin filled with rage until like this weird version with Vader. He's just scary because he's scary, not really doing anything, if that makes sense.
Well, let me see if I could like break it down. So maybe you see a new viewpoint. Maybe you agree with Rob at home, guys, or maybe we'll see after I say this. But I think that's the point, though. I think the point is, okay, I found him. I've hurt him, right? He is 100% blaming Obi-Wan for everything. This is something we talked about last week, guys, where Vader 100% blames Obi-Wan for his day-to-day agony, his day-to-day lifestyle, what he is now. He's not taking any responsibility, very narcissistic, and it is 100% Obi-Wan's fault, which is why he throws all those like heat rocks down, lights him on fire with his saber. He wants to give Obi-Wan the same treatment.
Which is cool.
I think he doesn't go through that fire. And I wondered this too, because of course I'm like, all right, it's Vader. He could just whoosh the fire away. I think for two reasons. One, he might have a fear of fire. He might have that kind of like hound fear of fire where he sees it and, oh my God, it's there. But two, I think this is all about the long game. I think he is enjoying the hunt. This is the most he will be able to enjoy himself in his, as we saw, pain-filled agony every day, almost mundane lifestyle of being in his own head, being in a Bacta tank, being put together all the time for almost no reason, right? The Death Star isn't built yet. There's not an entire intergalactic empire to run. The Inquisitors are doing his grunt work. What does Vader really have to do right now? So I think he wants to hunt Obi-Wan like Kraven the Hunter style. Go ahead, run away. I'm just going to find you again, and I'm going to get to have more diabolical, crazy fun, killing people, hunting you, hurting you a little more here. I just burned your arm and your side. Go ahead, heal up a little bit, because I will be back, and it'll be worse next time. I think it's a maniacal game where he's like, that's cool, escape this time. It's not going to stop what's coming to you. So I think he knows because of how much stronger than he is, right? You said it. One arm, right? Deflecting. Obi-Wan's barely keeping himself alive. The years have not been kind to you. 10 years, right? All that stuff is culminating in Anakin's brain of like, oh, I'm going to toy with this prey for a while.
I could definitely see that angle being there. I guess my apprehension was it wasn't shown. It wasn't made apparent. Like, he didn't say anything or do anything aside from walking away to show that. But I also understand, like, Star Wars, especially Vader, has this air of mystery to it. And if they do too much, it's not really going to have that Star Wars feel. This is definitely one of those times where you just got to trust the process and let it go, just like I had with Leia. Before I was apprehensive with Leia, now I'm on Team Leia.